biggest mistakes that most tinters make is, hi, Mike Burke here with Sunstoppers Window Tinting. Another tips and tricks tutorial for you. When the film comes off the plotter, as you can see here, it kind of cuts through the film and makes a pattern. And you want to kind of get the film onto the glass. And what a lot of people do is they'll lay it up here and then you just take off the excess film to expose the pattern. So what you do here is you're getting the film ready for application. Another thing that we like to do is, if you see it has this excess liner, you want to come in here and kind of trim around to kind of get the template a little bit more, less of this stuff kind of laying around on the film. So some people do what's called a bottom load technique, where they'll just rip the whole thing off and put it on the glass. You know, that just depends on what you want to do as a tinter. So now, right now, you have the film itself facing you, the film. So you're touching the film. I want to reverse this over, and I want to have the liner facing me. And with the liner facing me, it now exposes the glue right now. So when the liner's facing you, the glue is facing you. And so now I know that this is ready. So I got to go step 2 and prep this window, right? And, you know, I learned how to do this when I was a young lad. Now I'm an old lad. And I like to use, a lot of people like to use just this portion. They'll buy like these little foam scrubby pads, but I just go down to like the grocery store and buy these because I think it's a little better to have a thicker pad for me. I like to be able to push a little bit more, and plus also it kind of absorbs the moisture. See right here, the soap, watch, see that? It's like a sponge. All it is a sponge. You come in here and you kind of hold it, you scrub it. So there's a guy on the internet that likes to do scrubby squeegee it, stick it or something. I don't know what the hell he says, but something like that. And I think you have to scrub it, and then I think the mistake that he makes is it's scrub it, scrape it, then squeegee it. So if you have excess glue in some of the other videos, you'll see that sometimes you'll have stickers or window stickers. When you buy a car, the passenger side window is sometimes overlooked because the most important window on the car is the driver window, because that's the one the customers are looking through all day long. So I consider it the TV screen. So the driver of the car is looking out their TV, which is like the TV screen of that driver's window, more than they are this one, right? Because it's a little further away. But the biggest mistakes that most tinters make is there's a sticker like this that usually is on there that has like the price of the car, the dealership. It's called a Maroni label, I think is what it's called. And you want to come in here, and if the dealership took off that sticker, and they took it off when they delivered the car, there's a possibility that you're going to miss glue in these areas. You're going to miss some of that. So you want to come in here and you want to have your razor blade, and you want to kind of razor blade and scrape the glass to make sure there's no glue or old sticker glue on it. Then you want to take your Olfa knife, and a lot of times people forget, but they come down in here and come down in here, and you want to get down between the gaskets and make sure that you get down in here. See how the knife kind of bends? See how it bends a little bit? And you want to bend it, and you want to get down in behind that gasket a little bit. You want to be very, very careful so you don't cut this, but you want to kind of start with the glass, etch down, and then kind of come in behind the gasket a little bit. And that makes sure there's any excess glue down in that gasket that you're able to retrieve it and get it out. So let's go here. And I'm going to use my trusty yellow turbo. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to get all the moisture. And what I'm doing here is I'm taking it from the big side down to the little side, and I'm going to come across. And what you want to do is you want to take all the dirt or debris or anything that you just scraped loose and push it this way or push it all the way this way. So you want to push them to the edges and then flush those edges out so there's no contamination that's going to get in the film. Come in here. I'm going to do what's called my final. Come in there. I'm going to get this, any dirt that's on the panel, want to wipe it off, want to wipe over here, want to wipe over here. And I am going to wipe this top little edge right here, just in case there's anything that has come down, and you can get stuff like this from that top edge. So you want to be very careful not to forget that top edge, because when you go to put the film on, you could have debris that sticks in that top edge, and kind of when you put the film on and then bring it back down, you're sliding that film and bringing that dirt back down underneath the film. Come here, flush, 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 and then mist it. Come over here, spray the film. I'm going to be a little bit funny, but I'm going to take a shower. Wash my hands, take a shower, spray the film. You know, a lot of tinters just forget to take a shower. No, I'm clean. All right, come in here, back here, put the film on. I'm gonna come in here so it doesn't touch a lot of the excess gasket. So I'm bunching it up a little bit so it doesn't touch, so I can keep it cleaner. And then I'm gonna spread the film out evenly once I have a chance to get it on the glass. I kind of want to come in here and spread it out. But if you see, a lot of tinters make this mistake. They'll put the film up over the edge. See, this is what I was just explaining earlier. You put the film up over the edge, and now you're bringing it down. And when you do that, you can bring that dirt into the material. Come here, size it up. Come here and size it up a little bit. And I want to get it as close as I can. These are computer cut patterns. I didn't hand cut this. So you are going to have a little bit of a gasket, or not gasket, a little bit of a gap. I apologize. So what a gap is that much space between the top of the glass and the film. And the reason why is if you're constantly doing this, right? Over and over and over, and you get it too tight and too close, that film's gonna peel over time. So that's why you have to have a little bit of a gap, all right? Come in here, let's be really gentle. Let's be nice and gentle. And I'm gonna call what's called a pre-tack. I'm gonna get some of this moisture out. This is soapy water. And we use baby shampoo and water is what we use. Baby shampoo is safe for babies. It's safe for their eyes, it's safe for their hair, safe for their body. It's safe for your car. And the reason we like to use baby shampoo is because it doesn't have any degreasers or detergents and things like that can stain the door panel or is too aggressive or too harsh. You want to come back in here, and I don't know if you can see this, but a little bit of water. See the bubbles? See that water? See the little excess water? Boom, there it goes. And I knew from the other window, from doing it, this is very tight. I'm probably gonna have to come back and pull this film back. So I'm gonna let it sit there as tight as I can. I'm gonna come up here, I'm gonna make sure that I've gotten a little bit of that excess water out, so that way it makes a good seal. It makes a good seal at the top. Come here, I'm gonna roll it up. So, when the liner's still on, if you can see the separation of where it's clean versus where it's dirty, and you want to come in here nice and easy, and you want to flush. This is called a flush. And you want to flush out the excess contamination. You want to roll that film off, throw it here so you don't trip on it. And that's very important that you actually throw that in there, because if you put it down here, I've seen so many people fall and get hurt. Come here and release this film like this, and you release it like that. Pull it back, let it go in. It's a pull, let it go, okay? And if there is any tension in here, you have about this much of the film that's gonna sit behind the gasket. So anything that does get pinched there will be sitting, see right here? It will be sitting way far back in here, and you won't be able to see it. So it's a way to hide your mistakes if you make them. Come in here, come in here. We're gonna bring that back. I wanna put a little bit of excess water in there. See how it's just naturally going in and sucking itself out? It's just naturally fitting. Come here, I'm gonna pull this back a little bit, like that. See, I'm pulling it back. And then, see how it's pinching right here? Take your tool, open it up, and slide it in, just like that. Nice and easy. This is called a hard card. I'll come in here. I can use a hard card, or I can use the Fusion, my favorite tool. So you can use this, or you can use this. It's whatever you prefer. And there's no right or wrong tool. See, there's so many people that have, I use this tool, I use that tool. If the quality of the work looks good and you did it in a timely fashion and the customer enjoyed it and liked it and it looked great, I don't care what tool you use. It really comes down to a preference, right? Now I'm gonna get the excess moisture out. And if you see here, there's a little bit of water right here, this little soap, see that? This is when I peeled it back, this little soap right here. And it's very important to remember that you want to kind of get in here and start way back here. So when you start way back here, you want to kind of come in here and get that moisture and push it out. Just like that. Come in here, push the moisture out, wipe it down. And then after you wipe it down, there's a thing called tint mode. I like to get in what's called tint mode. So I want to apply, and then there's an inspection period. So once I tint this window, there's glue on here. And this particular glue is going to dry. If I go tint this window, that window, that window, and about 20, 30, 45 minutes later, this window is going to actually have time for this moisture to set up and dissipate. And when it does, I can come back and do the inspection period and look the film over and make sure. Where I see a lot of tinters make mistakes is they tint it, they wipe it down, they go inspect it, and they get a torch or they get a heat gun, and they're trying to worry about this window, right? To be perfectly done. Go through and tint the car, then come back and inspect the car and do what's called touch-up mode. You tint mode, you can cut the film out. Once the film's all cut out for the whole car, then you want to go apply the film, then you want to come back and inspect the film, and then that's the final process. And that will speed most tinters up. Because if I did this window and I went around and I looked it over and I started inspecting it, all of a sudden I get into what's called worry mode. I'm worried. Oh shit, is there a little speck here? Is there a little crease here? And it's gonna take my mind off the next window. It's gonna make me slow down. If I did have an imperfection in this window, then I'm gonna stop and touch it up. And then all of a sudden that slows me down mentally, and it causes me not to tint the rest of the windows more efficiently. That's a tip and trick with Mike Burke. Tune in next time and I'll give you some more. Peace out.